Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather and today is Sunday, March 30th of 2025. So I was at church today, I did nursery, and then after church I just went to the mall. I just needed to go to Winners. I just needed one thing from Winners and I am spending nearly $80 at Winners, so I'll just show you what I bought. And then I took these items to the car, and then I remembered there was one thing I needed from the dollar store, so I went back into the mall and I went to Dollarama, and I spent another nearly $40. So it's been so between yesterday and today, just a couple of days of just spending more money than I have in a very long time. So I just needed a couple personal items, so some undergarment things. So I did get a nice 2-pack. I'm not going to show them, but a nice 2-pack for only $25, which, it's a little bit more on the pricey side. I went looking through the clearance section. I didn't really see anything in the clearance. Actually, they had nothing in the clearance section today. So I paid $25 for 2 of those. And then I did need some socks. Now, I will say I did splurge on my socks. They are Calvin Klein, a pack of 6. They were $14.99. Again, I couldn't find any socks on clearance. When I was going through my clothes, getting ready to, just organizing my walk-in closet, I still have to do my undergarments. That's one of the things. And I was looking at all my socks, and I have about 20-ish pairs of socks that I'm just going to be getting rid of, throwing out. I can't mend anymore. I'm going to say this. Winter is bad, or, we live in Canada, so it's like, and this house does not have in-floor heating, which is something I've been used to. I got used to in-floor heating for the last 14 years, so I could go barefoot, and my feet would be warm. This winter, when we had the windows getting done, the doors, just, all the construction, the doors were open. Just the house was cold. These floors, they're tile and the laminate, they get cold. So I was wearing socks, and I will say tile floors, especially the ones we have in the kitchen and down the hallway and in the bathroom up here, are not, they are, can't think of what type of stone, but no, they are real stone. I know up the walls is travertine, but I forget what the ones on the floor are. I know we've got in the basement, it is ceramic tile, but these ones here are a stone. And like I said, they were done like 15, 16 years ago, something like that. I forget the name of the stone, even though, I picked it out. I know what they were called. I just cannot think of it. So they are real stone. So the floors get cold. So I wore out a lot of socks this winter. Like I said, so $15 for 6 pairs of socks. I did go through at the Dollarama yesterday, and I couldn't find any women's socks. They had lots of kids' socks. That's where I usually get some of my socks anyways. Those 4 to 6 pairs for about $5. Couldn't find any. They did have a few really thin women's sock. You get like 2 for $4 now. So I decided I'd just splurge and buy myself a nice pack, and I went with the Calvin Klein. Then I have this. I have never owned one of these in my life, the cookie scoop or ice cream scoop, whatever you want to call it. I have never had one, and I found it today, and it's KitchenAid, and it's in that nice green that my kitchen is turning into, and this was $15. So this is going to be a nice little tool. I know this one says it's the cookie scoop, because I know there's a couple different ones. There's this one, and then the ice cream one is just a little bit bigger, and then there is the melon baller one, and it's a little smaller. I actually have a melon baller one somewhere, or I used to, but I've never had the one for cookies. And like the amount of cookies that I have made with my kids, this would have been so handy, but that's okay. And then they had 2 of these, and I just bought one. So it is the milk and beverage carton. So it is plastic, like acrylic kind of thing. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's kind of like that plastic clear acrylic. And so it was confusing because it was a 3-piece set, and that would just mess me up trying to figure out what it meant by a 3-piece set. It means you get 3 pieces to make up this one. So you've got the nice little pouring spout, and then you take off this lid to fill it. Now I have some of my own milks that I do, or when I make my own creamer, sometimes I want to make... Okay, I'm just gonna leave it off because I'm gonna drop it and break it before I even get a chance to use it. But no, I like to make my own creamer sometimes. So I just think it'd be nice just to have my creamer, because if I make my, I have like my coffee whitener, which is powdered that can sit in the pantry, but I do have some that I make with the canned milk. So it'd be nice to have it in this versus just, you know, loose in the cupboard. And so this was $12.99. So like $13 for this. So yeah, it's just going to be nice to, you know, test this out. Let's see, can I get this lid back on? Let's see, without it dropping this time. There I go. I got it. Okay, so that was the winners. So then I was at Dollarama. So I'm just going to start pulling these things out. I don't know where the receipt is. So I got this. It's a 6-pack of hanging file folders. I have my filing cabinet, got 1-drawer filing cabinet. And I just thought it would just be nice to have like some of my important documents to be able to hang. But I don't really know if these are going to fit in with that system. It's hard to know how, you know, the different drawers and filing cabinets, if they fit. And I was like, do I get this or not? So I had him price check it, because I'm like, if it was $5 or something, I wouldn't. But it was only $2 something. It might have been $2.50, $2.75. I don't know. If I find my receipt, I'll let you know. So it's just these nice 6 hanging folders. So like I said, I'm trying to get myself more organized. And I got these next, just because if I drop anything, these are gonna break. And it is nice when they offer to wrap glassware. I will say sometimes you have to ask to get things wrapped. Sometimes they just say, well, would you like it wrapped? So I always try to remember to get everything wrapped. So I found these. They're so cute. These little glass cups. They were $1.75 each. So I got one of each design. So I'm just going to unwrap them all. I was actually thinking I should unwrap them before I started my video, but then I thought no, because the way that they were in the bag and everything else, excuse me, I just didn't want to unpack everything that I had bought. But we have these new floating shelves around, so I've got 6 of them in the kitchen, and I just wanted something cute to be up there. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. No, so the little floating shelves, I just wanted something cute to be in the kitchen on these shelves. Like I said, I found the 4. So there's the red with the cherries, yellow with the lemons, green with the strawberries, and orange with the oranges. They had, you know, they had a couple of the strawberries, and then that was it. So they only had 1 orange, 1 lemon, and 1 cherry. So at first I only saw like, you know, a couple of them, but then I found all 4. And I think those are just going to look so cute up on those shelves. I'm just going to pause for a second and move these so I don't break them. All right, yeah, so now my sleeve is wet. Like I said, I moved the items and to the kitchen. I decided I'm in the kitchen, I might as well get them soaking so I can get them put up on the shelves. I did find the receipt. It was just kind of stuck in the bottom of the bag. So these hanging folders were $2.25. This is the only pack that they had. I will see how well they work in my little filing cabinet, and I might go and buy some more. I just really want to get myself really organized this year, just trying to get all my paper and everything really well organized. Another item I had found at Dollarama was this. So it holds like your the compartments for like eyeshadows and blush or whatever, or anything else that you need to sort like this. So it's got the 9 little compartments. So this was $5. I have so many of these different styles of these acrylic things. I have bought them from Dollar Tree, Dollarama, Marshall's, HomeSense, Winners, Walmart. They're all just the basic, design. So this will just, help hold my eyeshadow. Mostly my eyeshadow palettes is what I actually, usually what I buy more of. I wasn't sure if I needed 1 or 2 of these, so I just bought 1 today. Probably going to go back and buy a second one once I find all my makeup. So it was $5 for that. And then socks and things. So I do buy, socks and other things from the dollar stores if you find them. These are the little stockings. I do find I've bought stockings from other places. They always seem to run. Doesn't matter where I buy them. They all just run. You usually get like 1, maybe 2 or 3 uses per pair, but because I just buy the cheaper stuff, 1 wear is usually all I get. So I bought these ones. These were $1.25 a pack, and you get 2. And these are just the little ankle size stockings. Coming into spring and summer, this is usually what I like to wear just with my shoes for church. And then I also did get a pack of the knee-high ones, which I find actually work really good if I'm wearing pants and my little shoes. So I just had this one. This is the only color they had. Knee-highs, this is in beige. And then these one's beige and one is black. So they were, oh no. The knee-high ones were $1.75, and the little ankle ones were $1.25. I'm going to just drop everything. Fine. So I was down the Easter section looking for a few craft supplies and stuff, and I found these little fillable containers for $2. You get 8. And they are the ice cream cones. They had 2 different ones. They had these nice colors, and they had more of the bright red and blue pack. But I like these colors here because these I can use. I mean, yes, you do break them apart, and they are fillable. But I just think these look just so cute, just sitting on a shelf somewhere, just as decor. Then I found this coconut and lavender deodorant spray, and it says it's supposed to be a pet odor eliminator, and it was $1.50. I really don't know if it's really going to eliminate pet odor, but I will say the layout of this house, the litter box only fits in the front entrance. And so, like you walk in the front door, you might just end up smelling the litter box. So I thought for $1.50, I will see if it really does work to eliminate the pet odor. If not, it is still coconut and lavender. It's just going to make my house smell nice anyways. And then I bought some boxes of sandwich bags. Where did I put the receipt? I've got 2 different sizes, so I don't know if they're the same price. Okay, they're the same price either way. So I bought 2 boxes of the snack size little zipper seals. These were $1.25 a box, so you get 55 snack ones, and I bought 2 boxes. And then the sandwich size, you get 50, and they were $1.25 for a box as well. I guess it does have the price on the box. I didn't know that. Some of these items at the dollar store, sometimes they don't have the price, and then sometimes they do, and you don't even realize it. But, I only have 1 kid living at home, so I don't really go through these sandwich bags as fast as I used to. We moved, so I couldn't even find the better ones. And the only ones I found were these really, the snack ones. The best way to describe them is instead of it going this way, the bag sits this way, and the zip's up here, and then you get this long bag this way. They look more like the inserts for bottles than for snacks. They do work good for long, like pretzels or something, or anything that's like really long. I don't know, but they're just the wrong shape, but I got them like on clearance one time. So that was the only ones we could find. And my daughter was asking for proper sandwich bags. And I finally remembered when I walked past them, I had to go back. And I'm like, oh, that's what we need. And then the last couple items here is, we're coming into spring and I do want to make a garden this year. And so I know this is going to say it's a kids garden tool set. It was $5, but I love the color. They had it in pink and they had it in like a blue teal kind of a color. It was okay, but I really liked the pink better. This was $5. You know, I mean, it says kids. They're like metal. And so I saw just the little, I guess, spade. I think that's the spade. Whatever. One of the little tools. About this size for just regular use was $3.75, and then the little rake tool was again like almost $4. So I could have had, you know, $8 for the 2 pieces or $5 for the 3 pieces. In fact, these ones actually felt better than the other ones. The other ones were really thin, and I've had the other ones, and I will say the other ones do rust really fast, and they do fall apart because they had the wooden handle. And I do find the wooden handle dries out, especially if they get left outside all winter. They will rust and the handle will just crack and break. And so it cost me $8 for the 2 pieces, or this was $5 for the full 3-piece. I did also want to get a watering can, and the watering can was $4.25 or $4.50. I can't remember. There was a couple different ones. I just didn't like the colors. So just really nice to get a new set. And then doing that, I also got the new gardening gloves. I don't really need new gardening gloves. We have, I don't know how many pairs of brand new gardening gloves, but $1.50, because I don't know where the other ones are. They're in the garage pack somewhere, but I just thought this would just be the start of my little gardening for this year. And then I did have to buy a bag. I try really hard not to purchase bags. If I'm going to buy stuff, I try to remember to bring bags in. If I'm at the mall, I'll try to use a shopping cart from Walmart or one of the other stores that you can take out and around. Like if I'm at the one mall, I'll go and grab a Toys R Us cart and use that around the mall. That way I don't have to buy the bags. I don't even know how much these bags cost anymore. Well, 34 cents for this little bag. And so, like I said, I'll put this in my car, and then most of the time I forget to bring my bags in. So occasionally I will buy a bag, or like I said, I'll try to use a cart from outside you can bring in throughout the whole mall. Then I don't have to worry about anything like that. Or just don't buy as much stuff and, you know, carry it all into your one arm going out the door. I do that a lot too. So that is what I spent. Yes, so is it Dollar Tree? It was $35.53, and then Winners cost me $71.36. I spent less money than I thought I did. I guess that's what happens when I always round everything up, and then I just throw all the change in my little coin purse, and I don't even count my change. You know, loonies and toonies add up. So it's our $1 and $2 just add up, and I can have like so many of them in my little coin purse, and I don't even consider that real cash because it's not in cash form, like bill form. So yeah, so that is my quick little shopping haul. Again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channel and watching my videos, and I will see you in the next ones. Bye.